What is the best portable light? Hello everybody, my name is Marco Bonioli, I'm a cinematographer, and today we're looking at a music video from Rosalia. You have many times a situation where you're in some location, the actor is moving, and you think about, what light should I use to light her? This cinematography breakdown, I'm going to show you the music video and a few techniques how you can use moving lights and what are the best options. This is the first shot we're looking at, and we're in this Japanese onsen location, pretty warm feeling, nice reflections, water, overall golden mood. How do we achieve a look like this? First things, the aspect ratio. The open gate aspect ratio, which is most of the time 3:2, is very common now. On cameras like a Venice or an Alexa LF, you can shoot this open gate mode. Normally you would record in this aspect ratio to later reframe your shot. Then you can choose your 2:9 aspect ratio, your 60:9, or even you have more space if you want to use a 9:16 aspect ratio later on. So very versatile recording format. But nowadays, this aspect ratio from 2:3 is a nice in-between between 16:9 and 9:16. It works both ways on social media and for Reels, TikTok, and also for YouTube TV. Just nice to look at, gives a little more space on the left and right side so that we don't have to shoot 9:16 all the time. So how do we light a scene like this? First is where I put my camera. You always have to look, what is the goal? They wanted her in this onsen and then a nice light, holy light shining on her. So when I'm on a location like that, I search for what is the way for the best possible key light, where can I control the light the best, where can I remove the light the best. So here I would say they choose this side of the room because on this side are no windows. Because when you want to create this contrasty look, we have to look for that the light is not just bouncing back into her face. We want this hard light so that we get this nice half-lit look. So when there would be lights, black everything out on the other side. So first thing. Then all of these Japanese doors and windows most of the time have something like a diffusion already. But if you look closely, there is no diffusion, there's no diffusion. That means here shouldn't be also no diffusion, or could be. But what they probably done is just when you don't have the options for a natural diffusion, which is very rarely the case, you would put butterflies into the background and then put a light on the ground, a strong one, 2400B on an Aputure or higher, with a Fresnel, and bounce the light into the room so that you get a nice soft ambience. Try to not blow the highlights out so that you still get your dynamic range, but in this case they probably didn't done it like that. That would be something I would do, because if you look closely to this light that's hitting the wall, is very hard. It's probably also from this light coming here. So after you've done this most of the time, put your actor in and now place your hard light and make it warm. For a scene like this, you don't need a lot of diffusion, maybe just a quarter frost in front of the light so that's not just pure strange, and then blast it into the scene and then haze the background. What I mean with haze the background, you only want to see this light and fill in the room a little bit with atmosphere. You don't want your whole image to be washed out. That's the reason you have to be more careful with your haze, because sometimes people just try to do an ambient overall same haze level and then your footage starts to look muddy. You see every single light source is often a problem. Maybe you want a backlight here, but now because of the haze it starts to glow really on the edge of the frame, and that's not a look we want. So try to be careful with the haze and only haze the atmosphere and the part of the image you actually want to make more visible. Also, don't be scared of warmer elements on daylight. This is a very golden tone. We probably set the white balance of the camera already to a warmer side, 6500 maybe, and then you can put this here easily on 4000, 3400, 3200 on a daylight based scene and just blast it in. It doesn't will look natural when you're in a nice area between your white balances, and also it balances each other relatively good out with this normal, just slightly warm highlights. Now we here have another angle of the scenery. Now, as you can see, we have actually an outside on this side. So for the other shot, they probably blacked it out. But for this angle, they purposely opened it so it looks naturally more open. So it always makes windows make the shot wider when there is something you want to be look at, because we have here this clearly Japanese bamboo around. It looks natural, it fits the scene, so it's good. But if there would be cars or something other thing that's not aesthetic, we would probably put a butterfly there so that just looks like a blown out window. So now we're in this tight street. I think this looks like Shinjuku. I was actually there. And when you're walking on a big production like this, and this is seen here, people moving area, there's no actually much light. At the dark, it's pitch black. You have clearly a lot of practicals in Japan, but it's not enough. You don't want to just walk around with a FX3, put the ISO on 12,800 and go with it. You want to form the lighting a little bit so that we have a much more professional and lit look. Sometimes you want things to look lit to get this polished, more polished feeling. So my favorite lights to use are Asteras, but not just an Asteras. They're with a balloon attachment. This is an attachment where you put two Asteras in a balloon, and this balloon extends the size of the Asteras. You have to blow it up, and then you have really bright, big light with it's like this and this wide, where you can move around easily, have enough output because you have more than one Asteras in there, and it makes really soft source. You can put it on a stick or just hold it in the hand, and this is a light you would walk with easily and get a nice key light. Sometimes a lot of big production only use this light because it's just such a nice three-dimensional and soft feeling. The other option you can do, but it's more for even locations where you can roll. Actually, I would put light with wheels on a combo stand with a junior boom, and then just your lightest light in 300x with a lantern. Then roll with it when I'm walking with the actor. Also, you have now a nice big lighting source, very three-dimensional. You can flag both sides and the back side up so that it doesn't just cross around the whole scenery. The lighting also very controlled setup. These are the two most common things I use. You can just use an Astera, or there are these 80-watt lights where you can put a small softbox on it. Also really cool tool you can use when you want to add a little bit of color, like here someone's moving with the light and turn it blue. Also very cool look. But like I said before, my light to go is this Astera setup, or when you have a bit more manpower, it's a bit heavier, but a Godox light, a little bit wider and bigger one, carpet light where you can put V-mounts, just put it in your bag, someone holding it and can move it with the light. Also great tool, also can put it on a stick, but it's much more heavy when you are the person that has to hold it. It's not so nice. Then this shot is the Shibuya crossing. It's this famous place where everyone is walking, and in real life it looks much smaller than you think. It's when you're there, it's a cool place, but you think, okay, that's just a street, but a cool street. And the trick here is you have everyone, the lights turn green, and there is no moment of the day that no one is running into the center doing photos. Most of the time they do it here, but the smart people going in the center because there are much cooler angles to shoot in. And that's what they also did here. They search for the place with the biggest field of view, the most depth, and put her there. Generally, when you're working on run and gun shoot on these big locations, big famous locations, there are two options. One option is you're very early. Second option is you do it way late at night. Or the third option is you're fast. And that's what you have to be here. You have to consider, okay, maybe get run over by the car. You have to time the traffic lights, how long they're actually on and off, and then run before everyone else run. And then you have one shot. Be prepared to repeat this scene a lot of times, but most of the time it's worth it because it's a very cool scenario. Also, I like to shoot on an overcast day. Now we have much more possibilities to change the mood and the color grading because everything is nice and even. So in this scenario, she's eating ramen, and here you can actually use the light I told you before. You used one of these 80-watt lamps with a small softbox with a grid and just put it in an angle on the other side. This is a very tight space. Every other light with a big softbox would just blast light here everywhere. But we wanted to create this natural vignette, like you can see here. The corners are pretty dark. But you have always to consider you don't have to light everything perfect in every scenario. This is a shot where I know, okay, I just need a bit of exposure on her, and I know I can do the rest in post-progress in DaVinci Resolve. I can darken the corners, the table, maybe darken the background a little bit. As long as I have this light on her, like in this scenario, I know I'm safe. So always try really color grading. Color grading is such an important tool nowadays. You have to learn it because now you can make totally different lighting decisions, because sometimes you're on a set and try to flag that away and put this and you're losing time. But you know, in post-progress it's just 2 clicks. So keep that in mind. Collaborating is important, even though you're not doing it yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate subscription from you. My name is Marco Bagnoli, and see you next time.